Hey, listener, welcome to Craft Beer Republic. I am Greg. We have so much good stuff to get to today. Lots of craft beer talk. We have a special guest hanging out with us tonight. It's going to be a blast.
Hey, Roadrunner.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah.
Slow down a bit, man.
Sorry. Just so excited, man.
He's so excited.
Just got to get to it.
You got to save the energy, man.
Sorry. Cocaine wears off after a while, all right?
Ease up,
Hitting
Flash.
the sweet spot. Yeah.
Ease up.
Hitting the sweet spot. All right. Well, here we go.
Just start the show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Craft Beer Republic. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining. I am Greg. I am being joined by everyone's favorite zoo animal, Flexopotamus. What's up, buddy?
Packers finally drafted a wide receiver, and so things are looking pretty well over here in Wisconsin.
Look at you go. If only the Niners could hang on to Debo. That's my hopes and dreams for the following season.
Yeah, I won't cross my fingers for you. Yeah.
Yes, please do. And I'm very excited to say that we're being joined by one of our local favorite brewers. We're being joined by the head brewer of Pedals Pints, Monica Potter. Monica, thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Is it true that this is your first podcast?
It is.
What is wrong with everybody around here? Get Monica on the show. Well, thanks for hanging with us, and thanks for bringing some beer over.
Of course.
This is we'll talk about it in a couple of few. As Flex always makes fun of me for, lots to get to tonight.
Tons to get to.
If no one's listened to the last episode, the open with Mel and Flex, that was just comedy gold right there. You guys nailed it.
Yeah, we do what we can. That's why you pay us the big bucks.
Yep, checks in the mail. Like I said, lots to get to tonight. We've got some booze news to discuss. We have a couple of delicious beers to talk about. We have a list for Flexi.
Yeah, I love lists. Lists are my favorite thing in the world.
They are your favorite, and nothing better than a mad Flex on a Wednesday night.
I just get so angry.
Jesus. Well, with that, let's crack right into it, because I'm feeling dehydrated. Oh, loving my beer. This
I love
one,
that song.
This one comes. I wish people could see how stupid we are sometimes, though I'm also just as glad that they can't.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it's probably better off that way. This one is fresh off the tap. Monica brought it in. We are drinking, I keep forgetting the name of it, Beach Cruiser IPA. Did I get it right?
Yes.
Fuck yeah. From Pedals Pints. This is, if I'm not mistaken, your very first all-you beer.
Yes, since David left, this is the first one that's completely my recipe.
Mm-hmm.
So we did Sabro hops, as well as Lupo Max Amarillo in the dry hop. We used Kornedalka yeast, which gives that pineapple character to it.
You got fancy
nice and
with
refreshing.
the yeast.
Yeah.
What's the ABV on this one?
6.3.
All right, so right in the middle there.
Yeah.
Kind of higher end of single IPA, but it does not drink. It drinks like a pale. It's very crushable, maybe almost dangerously crushable. Lots of pineapple notes, maybe a little citrus in there as well.
Yeah, so citrus from the Amarillo for sure. And then Sabro gives you a little bit of coconut.
I love that coconut note from the Sabro. I hate like artificial coconut flavoring.
Yes.
But when that note comes out from the Sabro hop, it is just wonderful.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising. I don't love the artificial coconut as well. So when I read coconut as a aroma flavor on this hop, it's a little bit scary. You never know how that's going to come out.
Right.
Yeah, I've actually passed up beers that have either had coconut on them or like in them, or have like said like it has notes of coconut, and I'll never do that again. They really are just so good.
Well, I imagine like as a brewer, it could be a little frightening. Like, oh, it's got, flavor X, Y, and Z, coconut, whatever it is. You're like, shit, well, how much? Like, if you haven't used, that hop or that year's crop of that hop, it's like, is it a little coconut? Is it a fucking Mai Tai? Like, what's it going to be?
Yeah.
Or how is it going to play with everything else kind of thing too? Yeah, that's a lot to A lot to be concerned about. I'm never going to be a brewer. Jesus.
We've discouraged Flex.
It's just a lot of experimentation and having fun with it. And if you make a bad beer, it was still fun.
Do you get to like order samples? Like, hey, can you just send me like an ounce of this hop so I can play with it? Or
you can. You can also pick them up from your local homebrew shop. I grab a whole bunch from the Simi homebrew shop when I need new ones for casks and stuff. But casks are a great way to experiment at the brewery. We do a cask night every Thursday.
Oh,
and
really?
Most of the time, it's a beer that I've pulled off of the fermenter, and I do a different dry hop in it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's super
every
awesome.
Thursday.
Every Thursday.
God, I got to talk to your social media guy. I didn't know that. He needs to do a better job. Wiley.
Poor Wiley.
Not that clown.
Not clown. That's really cool. So are you pulling beers that have already been released and throwing some different hops in them? Or what do you...
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Beach Cruiser actually was on cask the day before it came out to the public. So that was kind of fun.
That is kind of fun. That's really cool. It's a new way to discover beers and get in there and try things. Yeah, we were at, we'll just get into it. We were at the Thousand Oaks Chili Cookoff over the weekend, and you were not there, but Pedals was there, and Wiley was there, who does the socials, and walked up. He's like, hey, this is Monica's first all her beer. I was like, oh, 3, please. Yeah, this one's really good. This one, like I said, super crushable. I want to take it to the lake with me, or maybe the beach.
Or maybe the beach and cruise around, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Be a hell of an idea.
Name. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It's so punny.
Yeah. Pun. Beer names are... Let's talk about beer names. Can I tell you how fucking hard it is to make a beer name? As a guy who's only had to name one, it is so fucking hard. How do you do it?
I normally just think about it for like 2 weeks, and it normally comes to me literally the day before I need it.
Like you need the pressure?
Yeah.
Were you a procrastinator in school?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. When we were, I think I've talked about it on here, but when we were working on Morning Watch over at 14 Cannons, I had a list of real garbage names. In fact, we read it off on batch 295 when we did the live show. I kept coming up with all these, like, I tried to get punny, and it was like, all right, this isn't funny punny, this is stupid punny. And it was so hard to come up with a name. And then when you're working with the brewery that is like very nautical themed, their theming is very on brand, and they don't sway too far from it. I was like, shit, how do I make a coffee beer work with nautical theming? Plus we were trying to work the word Republic into it. That was a nightmare. And finally somebody at the brewery, one of the beer tenders, I think, was like, how about Morning Watch? Like, love it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Nice and simple.
Yeah.
Just right off the top of his head, I'd been like, fuck you, guy.
Right. It's like, whatever gets me off of having to think about this ever again, that would be great. Yeah, like I tried to give my homebrews name. I think the only one I've enjoyed so far name-wise was I did a Czech dark, and I called it Czech Rendezvous because it sounded sexy.
I liked that, yeah.
The word rendezvous, that's a hot word. Hot
it is,
right now. Sheesh.
No wonder you got that blanket out. I think my worst one. Yeah, I think my worst one was I did an all cashmere smash. Mm-hmm. I called it "Cash Me Outside" or "Cashmere Outside" because it was like when that chick did that whole video, and I was like,
should have been Smashmere. That would have been good.
Smashmere.
Ooh, yeah. That's a better one.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. I need to talk to you when I'm making beer. Apparently,
yeah. You can take the name. Go ahead and write it.
Yeah,
use it.
Copyright. Yeah, that was probably one of the worst beers I've ever made. Talk about apple juice. All right. So, anyways, chili cook-off. You guys were there. Had this and the lager. 14 Cannons was there. Malibu Brewing. Malibu Brewing is a new brewery out here. In fact, they haven't even opened their tap room yet. They brought 4. Not only did they bring 4 beers, they also had their own chili entrant, and it was delicious. They had a Hatch. God, was it a lager? Now I'm blanking. Anyways, a beer with Hatch chilies in it.
Ooh.
And they did a good job of not making it. I love anything spicy except for beer. When it comes to beer, don't give me a spicy beer. That's fucking weird.
I actually love a peppered beer.
Do you? I don't. I almost threw up when I tried Habanero Sculpin years and years ago.
Oh, okay.
Like I had a drain pour that one. I was like, my stomach was like, no more of this. But theirs was not spicy. It just, you got like the flavors of the pepper. It was nice.
Yeah.
I couldn't drink a lot of it, but it was nice to try. They had their rosé lager, I guess.
That one's really good.
That was surprisingly good. I was even talking to Ryan, one of the owners, and I was like, hey, this is surprisingly good. I have been, I have a little PTSD from the one that Firestone did a few years ago, because that one
I never tried that one.
Oh, it was so bad. It was not drinkable. Sorry, Firestone. Love you, but that rosé beer was so bad. Deb will tell you otherwise. She liked it because she liked the can. But it was, I couldn't do it. So he was like, yeah, we had this rosé. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. And then we tried it. And it was the one we kept ordering. It was the first one they tapped out of. It was really good.
Wow.
They had a hazy and they had another one that I'm escaping, but liked all of them. It was really good. It was so cool. Ryan comes up to me. It's me and the wife and Nick and Nicole. We're sitting there talking, drinking a beer. He goes from behind, he goes, hey, are you Greg? And I'm like, fuck. Like this happened to me at the 14
You
Cans
always
Brew
do
Day.
that. You always get so worried when people call your name.
It's like, who do I owe money to? Shit, what's going on? So I turn around and I was like, yeah. And he's like, hey, I'm Ryan over from Malibu Brewing. And I was like, oh, hi, nice to meet you, whatever. And so we started talking. He goes, yeah, I'm a huge fan of the show. And I was like, what is wrong with you? No, it was so nice. It was so cool. He came over, was telling me that like when he started doing research for the brewery, he accidentally found us. I think because of our first interview with 14 Cannons, like he's just looking for local breweries, found us, been listening ever since. And like his wife listens too. And I was like, well, thanks, man. That's awesome. It's always nice to hear people.
Yeah, that's
like
super awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was sharing his beers and we're going to set something up, go over to the brewery. And he said he's got like a new beer that they're just about to tap. I think it was a Goza, so I got very excited for that.
Ooh, that's very exciting. You don't find many of those around right now.
No, especially locally. Like locally, other than Casa Agria, like the sours are not strong in the Conejo/Ventura County area.
No.
So
well, and sours in general, everything's just turning into like the overfruited stuff too.
Well, that too, yeah.
So we are out of our sour right now, but we don't actually use lactobacillus. We use a modified. I think it's a West Coast ale strain, but it makes lactic acid.
Okay.
Because lactobacillus, unless you have separate equipment or even a separate brewery or area to store it, it is dicey. Very overtaking. Yeah. So you might be like infecting all of the rest of your stuff. And we do a lot of clean beer.
Right.
So not a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, it could even just like sit in your lines and mess up the rest of the beer that ever gets poured through that line.
Yeah.
So you're using a rate. I mean, do you open from like, how do you get it? How do you get it to be sour if it's not a sour yeast?
So it is a yeast from Scott Labs that produces lactic acid from, it's a genetically modified West Coast ale strain. It's witchcraft as far as I'm concerned, but it's amazing like. And it comes out with a great sour flavor. Yeah,
because you had like something Smurf or Smurf something, right?
Our last blueberry sour was called Papa Smurf.
Papa Smurf, that's right. Yeah, the wife was all over that one. So solid. Any sours? Yeah, right. I mean, it's blue, so why not?
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping to do a raspberry sour next. Okay. It kind of just depends on when I get it in the fermenter, what puree is available.
Sure.
So hopefully raspberry. Whatever's if not, we're going to figure it out.
Yeah. Nice. That's a smart way to do it. So back to the chili cook-off. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by nerdy shit. Malibu Brewing, T Hill was there. Angry Ferret was there. The funny thing is then like all the, I don't know what you'd call them, like volunteer booths where like, it seems like a distributor just donated 10 kegs. It was like, here you go, have your people pour them or something like that. And so like you got your typical fake craft beers, and then there was like an AleSmith, which it was a collab with Pizza Port, so we're like, oh, I'm down with that, and that was pretty good. And then a bunch more fake craft beers, and they were the empty lines, as you would imagine. So, but good times. Had some good chili. T Hill had some good chili too. The brewery chilies were the best. T Hill was good. The Malibu one was really good. Malibu one, he had like fried chicken, like cracklins.
Ooh.
And the chef was there, and I was like, he's like, "You want this? I said, I want you to give it to me how I should be eating this." And he just puts like everything on. He said, "Here you go." It was so good. The T Hill one was nice and spicy. So, anyways,
do you have a bottle of Tums with you?
No, but we were walking distance to the house. So.
Perfect.
It's always a safe bet.
Yeah. We bounced. It got so insanely crowded. We bounced after just like 2 hours of being there, but came back, had some Tums. I tell you, we kept drinking and then kept drinking. Today, being the day after, was a little I woke up a little warm. Needed like I never eat breakfast.
You had to grab a Dr. Pepper?
I wish I had one. I would have if I had one. Flex knows Dr. Pepper's my hangover cure.
So
I had
gross.
to eat. Yeah. What are you talking about? How dare you? Do you have something like when you're hungover, you're just like, I need this immediately?
I like pho.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It's hydrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of liquid. Like I know Coley goes for the pickle juice, and I go for a Diet Dr. Pepper. It just fucking hits the spot, man.
Donuts.
Oh, that's right. You like the donuts.
Donuts, yeah.
I guess they're like carby and they absorb the shit. And...
Yeah, that's what I think. And I really need the sugar to like shoot me up and get me going, and it works out. It ends up working out.
You make it sound like a drug.
I don't know. Cream-filled donuts, man. They are a drug.
Right. You get the powdered ones, you're just like snorting the powder off the top. Flexi needs some donuts over here.
Once you eat one, it basically becomes an addiction,
That's true, yeah.
Like, fuck.
Man, that stuff will wreck you.
Bavarian cream all day.
What about you, Flexi? Did you do your Monday lunch beers?
Well, yeah. Well, hey, it's Monday. So naturally,
it's your day off.
I went out to the local brewery distillery, Eagle Park, and crushed a $6 double smash burger. Outstanding deal.
Ooh.
But most notably, they've been doing this this new line of lagers. They're going to have year-round lagers. They started doing this probably about 2 months ago.
Okay.
And it's really cool because they it says the beers feature the highest quality ingredients, and they use traditional brewing techniques to create the beers. And then it says that they try and bridge the gap of Milwaukee's rich lager brewing heritage with cutting edge of modern craft. So no shortcuts, no compromises, just good beers made the right way. So far they've done a Helles lager, they've done a Czech dark, a Maibock, and now releasing this Wednesday, finally getting a Mexican style lager out of them. So I'm very excited I have tried the Czech, the Helles, and the Maibock thus far, and they're just phenomenal clean beers.
Sign me up for that Czech. Good Lord.
Yeah, it was pretty damn good, I'm not gonna lie. When I drank it, I thought of you because I know how much you enjoy those Czech darks.
Yes, I do. Hope you had fond thoughts of me while you were drinking. That sounds creepy.
That's all I ever have of you are fond thoughts. Come on, man.
What about you, Monica? Any good research over you were absent at the chili cook-off?
I was.
Somebody had to pour your beer for you. Just what didn't quite
sad.
taste the same.
Yeah, I know, right?
Your beer.
I know.
Right.
I know.
Did you do any good research?
I went to Shadow Grove. Which,
they're pretty new.
Yeah, they have the best beer.
Dude, I haven't been yet.
You have to go.
So for Southern California people, they're over in San Fernando, right? Okay, kind of East Valley.
Yeah. And they have a very whimsical theme. It's like you're in Alice in Wonderland when you walk through the door. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that is super cool.
And amazing beer. Truly.
Okay. Shit, I don't think I've had
They
any
have
of theirs yet.
a bunch of different styles. They're having a hard time keeping enough beer on because they're so popular.
I saw that on the gram. They were like, sorry, we're trying to keep up.
Yeah.
I even commented. I was like, of all the problems to have, I think that's one of the better ones.
It's a great one to have.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Allison, have you been to the Rabbit Hole? Sorry, this is a sidebar.
I have not, but I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
in,
want to.
Chatsworth or whatever.
Yeah.
That place is awesome. Sorry, sidebar. I need to get out I was gonna buy they did a Kickstarter because they had some electrical damage and they were trying to get back open. It was mid shutdown, all this stuff. And they had a thing where it was for $500, I think, you got to bring 10 people and just drink as much as you can for 3 hours or 4 hours or something like that. And I was going to do it. And I ran out of time. I forgot and ran out of time. I was like, man, we could get a party bus and we could just go down there and do some damage.
Yeah, that seems like a terrible plan on their part.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody, when I looked originally, I think one person had bought it. So I wonder how many people ended up buying it and if they've
If you
cashed
can
in
bring
yet.
10 people and you have 3 hours to drink, is that what it was?
It's 3 or 4. I don't remember. Yeah. But it was enough to do quite a bit of damage.
What?
Yeah.
That's a lot. I'm sure they probably sold one and then they realized how stupid it was. And they're like, yeah, we're not going to fucking do this anymore.
Right. Boy, are we sorry. Yeah. Imagine if you brought we have a good group of drinking people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, let's just show up. Like, all right, we're here for 4 hours. Keep them coming.
Yeah, even if you drank like 2 drinks an hour, that would still be more than $50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy. So, yeah, I'm sorry I missed out on it, but they're probably not sorry that I missed out on it.
Yeah.
That would have cost them quite a bit. Flexi, should we answer a question?
Yeah, what question you got?
The most important question of the night.
In a world where craft beer is king, a world where muscles are bigger than growlers, only one tongue can guide us. One man, one tongue, one tongue jobber. In this world, we must find out what is Flex drinking.
Poor Monica's like, what is happening?
I just want to know how much she liked that right there.
I loved it.
Oh, it's so good.
Every minute.
How could you not?
Well, to touch back on those phenomenal Eagle Park lagers, I am enjoying myself their Maibock lager. It is just on their can. It says malt sweetness balanced by German hop bitterness, and it couldn't be more spot on. The color is fucking awesome on this. Super caramely, amber, not too sweet, malt on there, and let me just dive right in here.
Yeah, don't waste any more time. Yeah, that's one of those things that can get a little too sweet.
Oh yeah,
So
no,
they
this
get that
is
balance right.
Yeah, that's that perfect balance, man. This is just phenomenal. I used to buy a lot of Maibocks before the whole haze craze, and I know off air a couple weeks ago you titled me as a haze boy, and you're not wrong, but I do love me
If the cloudy shoe fits.
some clean, some traditional beers. Amber ales really got me into the whole craft scene, so every now and then I gotta go back to the good real stuff.
Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with just a solid German anything.
Oh no, it's so good. Like I could drink
So
this
good.
all damn day.
Yeah, that's the stuff right there. Is Eagle Park? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
You've never had them on the show before?
No, I don't know who they are.
Yeah,
I just
Must
came
be a
across them.
Must be a new spot.
I just love them so much and like to shout out my local favorites, man.
I give you shit, but to be fair, all the Eagle Parks you sent me were phenomenal. So.
Yeah, they really don't do anything bad, and they also I told you
make bad beer.
Well, they distill too, so
Oh yeah.
they do a line of bourbons now, and they have a pink gin, a regular gin, and a honey gin. And their regular gin made the best dirty martini I've ever had in my entire life.
Oh, nice.
It is just insanely smooth, and it's not like overly piney, from the juniper. And I don't know how they do what they do, but they do it. They're like magicians.
That voodoo that they do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Have you guys, more a question for Monica, but have you guys had the I think it's a whiskey from Rogue where like they made a stout and then turned it into a whiskey and then like aged it in the stout barrel and then aged the stout in the whiskey. Like they're all tied together. Some I forget.
I haven't had that. No.
I want to find it. I can't ever find it.
I've
I
never
don't know if they
heard
still
of
make
it, but we had a Wisconsin brandy that was aged in Toppling Goliath stout barrels.
Ooh.
So I bought that for my father-in-law for Christmas one year because he's a big brandy guy, and he likes, just when we get him, like we like getting different kind of craft beers. He's always looking for different brandies. So, yeah, he drank that one right up.
Does he like that collab with Monica, The Boy Is Mine?
The what?
Brandy. Was it really bad 90s joke?
Yeah, you lost me.
Brandy and Monica, the singer.
Yeah, now I catch you, Jeff.
Moving on. All right. Greg's making jokes. That's when it's time to end the show. A judge. We talked about this, I believe, last week, that Sycamore Brewing has sued Stone over their use of Keep It Juicy.
Yeah.
And a judge has granted Sycamore Brewing an injunction against that use. Sycamore had to post a $50,000 cash bond, but they did. So Stone is allowed to sell the rest of what they have in stores of the Keeping It Juicy, and then they cannot sell anymore.
Poor
The
Stone.
tables have turned.
Yeah.
Oh, how the turntables.
Right? I have, and no matter how you feel about Stone, I know Stone's did some shady stuff with like suing or cease and desist to small breweries and stuff over names. But the interesting thing is, I've read a lot that the owner of Sycamore has done a lot of these sort of stunt promotional things before. So
yeah, that's what you mentioned the last time we talked about it too.
Yeah. And I don't know, if you ask me, if you see the two logos, they're not anything. Now, if they say like just the term is copyrighted, then fine, it's copyrighted, but the logos look nothing alike. From Stone, they say, we are disappointed by and do not agree with the court's order regarding Stone's use of Keep It Juicy on its Stone Hazy IPA packaging. Nevertheless, here we go. Nevertheless, we had already begun efforts to address and resolve this issue, and we will continue those efforts. Stone respects and understands the importance of trademark rights. As such, we are deeply disappointed that this has gotten to where it is.
That's funny that they mentioned that because of the whole Molson Coolers thing. It's like now they're not getting what they want, so now they're like, oh, this sucks.
Right. Oh, now we're on the other side.
We are deeply disappointed.
We have no interest in unnecessary disputes with other members of the craft beer community and would have happily worked with Sycamore to resolve this amicably had we been given the opportunity.
Wow.
So it is going to be appealing the ruling. Good job, Stone. Good news in the craft world. Craft production is up 8% in 2021, but still lags the 2019 record or 2019 sales. But apparently there is a record 9,118 breweries in operation in the U.S.
Hey, I'll drink to that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About half of them are good.
And we're hanging out with one right now.
We're hanging out with a brewery?
Well, basically a brewery.
That's true, yeah. It was a lot to bring all the tanks into the studio. Monica, thoughts on, has craft beer started to tilt into like too many breweries?
I don't think
Is there
so.
a reckoning coming in?
I don't know. That's a hard one because I've definitely had some like bad beer out there, but I also really root for them to, like, anybody who came in as a home brewer and they're opening their own. There's a huge jump between home brewing and commercial brewing. So just learning everything and learning the equipment is a big learning curve. And then also, even when you're in commercial brewing already, learning new equipment is a huge thing as well. So that's a big task to take on. And all I can do is like cheer for those people to get better and just try and improve every day.
Yeah. I remember even with Firestone when they put in their new brew house that's like, a bajillion times bigger than the other one they had. We took the tour right after they had it installed, and they said they were testing it with brain farts, double barrel ale, DBA. And they said like they just couldn't they had to dump so much DBA.
Yeah.
I was like, could you maybe dump it at my house or something? Like DBA on its worst day is better than a lot of other beer out there.
Yeah, that's the hard part about having something that's being distributed and it's a really well-known beer.
Yeah.
You can't label it as something else or send it out because people are going to know know that something's wrong.
Yeah.
So definitely a learning curve on new equipment. And it's not just we made it on a 10 barrel. Now let's make it on a 120 barrel. Let's do that simple math.
Yeah,
it's not just like that.
Multiply it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. If you go somewhere and you have bad beer, do you revisit that place? And like how long in between from bad beer to second chance do you give it?
Normally it takes a couple months. For me, probably like 6 months. But I definitely go back and try. And if there's nothing going on to try and improve at all, that's when it might be another like 8 months before I come back.
Okay.
It's not like I just write them off after 1 or 2 bad experiences. It's kind of like I'll come back and try, but maybe a couple months down the line.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm with you. I will go, and if it's a new brewery, I'll usually get like a flight of just everything. Like give me one of each. And if it's bad, I'll give them 6 months. And then I'll wait and I'll come back.
Super fair because when you're a brand new brewery, you don't know your equipment.
Right.
So give them a couple months, a couple batches to figure out what they're doing, and it definitely will improve.
I figure 6 months is a good amount of time to empty those kegs too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So hopefully batch 2 and 3 are coming out.
Yeah.
Tasting a little better.
Right on.
And then if it still sucks, then we got problems. Arizona newlyweds are searching for wedding crashers and want to meet and thank them. 2 months after Katie and, good Lord, Seiji got married in Chandler, they found out a couple had crashed their wedding. The discovery was made when the newlyweds got their wedding photos back and noticed a picture that had 2 people they did not recognize. After sending several text messages, no one knew who the smiling uninvited guests were. Nobody really noticed that there were extra people there, said Katie. I would love to just thank them. Thanks for crashing our wedding. It was super great.
Well, I just want to let them know that they're welcome. We had a blast, and we hope to meet them again.
That was a good trip to Arizona, huh?
Yeah.
It was a blast.
In February, the couple tied the knot at Santan Brewing in Chandler, surrounded by 60 of their closest family and friends. Since most of our guests were from out of town, the wedding crashers blended right in. Our Alaska people didn't know who our Arizona friends were, and of course our California cousins might not have known who our Alaskan cousins were, said Katie. So it was just funny. Nobody was going to question that they were there. They looked like they actually belonged there. She published a post on Facebook asking anyone if they recognized the couple because they wanted to, quote, buy them a drink and thank them for attending their wedding. Within 36 hours of being published, the couple was found. A woman identified herself and her husband as the smiling, uninviting guests that were photographed.
Wow.
She said,
That's crazy.
Yeah. She said, look no further. My husband wanted to dance with me. And once we realized it was a wedding, we smiled for the camera, finished our dance, and left. It was just, it was such a fun and good looking time we had to stop in. The woman even added a picture and said it was taken before crashing the wedding as proof it was them.
Wow.
Yeah. That leads me to ask, everyone here is married, would that annoy the shit out of you, or would you think that's funny that they crashed?
No, I would love that.
Yeah, I'm going to say as long as they weren't like belligerent drunk idiots, I'm all for...
Yeah, as long as you're not
I'm all for
like,
good people wanting to have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got married at a brewery.
I did. We got married at Enegren, and the people who were like the regulars who were still there before the wedding, we were like, just come back for the wedding.
That's cool.
Well, did you like close early?
Yeah, so they
wedding,
closed at 3:00 on a Monday, and then we started our stuff at 4.
That's funny. Like, all right, you guys, come on over.
Yeah.
That's
my
cool.
real question from the article is, did the Alaskan friends, were they able to act drunk since they were in Arizona? Like at the wedding, like this is a fucking great wedding. I'm so fucking drunk.
I think it was the first time they were able to get more than 2 beers
Yeah,
at one brewery.
They're like, this is a wonderful time.
Early on, Monica, we covered a ludicrous libation law from Alaska that apparently you can only get like, was it 2 beers from each location you go to?
But you weren't. It's illegal to act drunk in public.
Yeah,
or like appear intoxicated in public.
So the whole joke is like, no, sir, I have not been drinking. Yeah, it's welcome to Alaska.
Said nobody ever.
Said nobody ever. Oh, some I was gonna say bad news, but this is one of those couldn't have happened to a nicer company stories. Founders has had to lay off some of its force as it, quote, refocuses their on-premise business.
Oh,
maybe they should refocus some other things.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I mean, bummer for those 8 people, but
yes, absolutely.
If anything, they should thank founders because founders suck.
They just did them a favor.
Thanks for not making us work for you anymore.
Not the nicest people in the world.
Yeah.
Surprised they stayed that long. And now the moment that Flex has been waiting for.
Ooh,
the top 50 biggest craft breweries in America in 2021 by sales volume.
Okay.
Don't worry, listener. I will not do all 50. Let's call it top 15. That's much better.
I want to know how pissed you're going to get when is Ballast Point on there. That's
honestly, I did not read ahead. So you'll know when my face turns red if it is.
Oh, man. Now I'm really excited.
Number 15. And feel free, Monica, if you're mad at any of these, be mad with Flex. Number 15, Gordon Biersch Brewing out of San Jose. Let's be honest, they're only big because they make everybody else's beer. They do all the contract brewing for like every restaurant ever.
Yeah.
Number 14, never heard of them. Matt Brewing Company out of Utica. Number 13, Brooklyn Brewery. Number 12, New Glarus Brewing Company.
Hey, look at that. Good for them. Good for
Hometown
them.
favorites. Yeah. Number 11, Deschutes, or as Big Dick Nick calls it, Deschutes. Number 10, and I don't think they're craft, Sweetwater Brewing.
Don't they do like the
craft?
Oscar shit? Is that them? Like the Oscar Blues?
They bought Green Flash.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay.
Like, somebody help me here. The San Diego one. Number 9, Stone Brewing. Number 8, Artisanal Brewing Ventures. Number 7, Canarchy. So that's the Oscar Blues one.
All right.
And a few others. Number 6, Bell's Brewery, which
it's from everything I've heard, it's technically still
okay.
From I should say from like my liquor stores.
But they were bought by New Belgium, right?
Everything I've heard is I think there's like a loophole.
Okay. Number 5, Gambrinus. I don't know,
but you're doing a really good job.
Yeah, as per usual. Number 4, Duvel Morgat. And by the way, these, like the Canarchy and the Duvel ones, they don't count because they're counting their entire portfolio. So like Duvel also has Firestone and Cigar City and some other ones. Number 3, Sierra Nevada. Number 2, Boston Beer Company. And number 1, still Yuengling.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
After all these years.
You mad at any of those?
No, I'm actually, it's whatever.
Okay. All right. Then I'll give you the top 10 of the overall brewing companies, not including craft. Number 10, Sierra Nevada. That's kind of cool. Number 9, Boston Beer. Number 8, Fifco USA. Where the hell that is. Number 7, Yuengling. Number 6, Diageo. Number 5, Pabst.
Yeah.
Number 4,
yeah.
Piney. Yeah. Number 3, Constellation. Number 2, Molson Coors. Number 1, Anheuser-Busch.
It's not a shocker right there.
No, not at all. So yeah.
Stupid list.
Stupid. I was waiting for you to get mad at something, but I guess
nothing really.
A lot to get mad at.
No. This is like I would say it's a decent enough list to not make somebody mad.
All right.
I'm like a hairline trigger too when it comes to those lists.
You are one Goose Island away from an explosion over there.
Oh, I hate Goose Island.
I'm with you.
If anybody's like, hey, what's a really bad IPA? I'm like, hey, you ever try Goose Island?
Oh, God. That's the word. I was at one of the hotels in Vegas. We're doing like the little lazy river.
Yeah.
And it was like, get a bucket of beer, Budweiser, blah, 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 for $9 or craft for, $143. And their craft was Goose Island. And I was like, you motherfuckers.
Oh, it's just...
At that point, I'll take the Bud Light.
The 312, they're
oh my gosh, it's so bad.
Yeah.
And my buddy drinks it every year on his birthday because his birthday's March 12th.
Oh.
Okay.
But this is a guy who normally drinks Keystones, just by the plenty. So like
the 312 is an upgrade?
Yeah. So he considers it like
I wouldn't even say that though. 312 is so bad.
So bad.
It's
You ever brush your teeth with a pine tree before?
Oh.
Yeah, but just everything they do, it's just I've had, they came out with like a 4-star Pils one year, and I did buy that, and it was actually somewhat drinkable, like a pool beer. But yeah, that IPA, it's just like teeth shattering.
So bad. Yeah.
It's so bad.
And who wants a fucking Coca-Cola Bourbon County? Sounds great, right?
Next year it's gonna be Dr. Pepper, and it'll be your hangover cure.
Nope. That sounds like hell. I will have a hard pass on that one. All right, I'm going to hit some music. We're going to bounce on out of here. We are definitely going to say, hi, Vanessa.
Oh, hi, Vanessa.
Oh. Hi, Vanessa.
Vanessa sent me some beverages that we need to have
she nailed it, man.
Yes, she did. Little tripping animal, so thank you. Find us, craftbeerrepublic.com and Craft Beer Republic on the socials. Flex me a beer _ in between. Monica, how can people find you besides Pedals and Pints, of course?
Yeah, so Pedals and Pints Brewing on Instagram, and I am Momo a Go-Go with 3 O's at the end.
I was not going to remember that, so thank you.
You're welcome.
And then if you're in the Ventura County, Southern California region, stop by Pedals and give her a high five and have some beach cruiser while you're there.
Compliment her yellow hat. It looks great.
Yeah, it's a badass hat.
Thank you. That's from Naughty Pine.
Oh, see, that's why it's a badass hat.
It is.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
805-538-BEER. That's the number to call when you're just too drunk and you shouldn't call your ex. Leave us a voicemail instead. I hope everyone is staying very well hydrated. And on that note. Oh, I stepped on you. God damn it.
That's all right.
That's habit.
No, that's ego right there. Good for you.
I am a narcissist.
And on that note,
good night, everybody.